Evening all, Marcus here, back again with another video, back again with another Oculus Go video, and it's that time of week again. New releases, we have 6 titles. We have, this week, we have Virtual Pilsner Urquell Brewery Tour, which is free. Sea Life Relax, which is $2.99. Kowloon's Gate VR, which is free. High Mountain Roller Coaster VR, which is £2.29, which I recommend you don't buy, and I've got a video on that separately, so I won't cover that in this one, but don't buy it. And then for free we have Horror Escape House, and released at the tail end of last week, Pseudoscience 6 Degrees of Freedom Viewer. We'll check those all out in a second, but this week's Veer.tv headset winner is Rob Davenport. So Rob, if you're watching this, send me a message to the email address in my About section and we'll sort that headset out for you. There's another headset available to be won this week. All you need to do to be able to win that is go to veer.remarcus.com, sign up on Veer.tv, follow my account on there, and next week I'll pick one other random follower to win a headset. And then the following week we'll pick a winner. I'll keep going like that until Veer decide to not give me any more headsets. I'm not sponsored by Veer, they're not giving me anything. The only thing they're giving me is the headsets to give to you guys. So as a bit of a shout out to them, Veer.tv is kind of like YouTube for 360 and 180 degree content, including 3D. You can go on there, you can upload your own content, you can view thousands of videos and photos that people have uploaded. You can use their apps on desktop and mobile phone to create 360 degree sort of virtual tours. You can make them interactive, put points down. You can even make video virtual tours, which is pretty cool. So you can even use your videos to kind of move from place to place to show things off. It's worth checking out. I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't think it was great. So go check it out, sign up at veer.remarcus.com, follow my account, and then next week we'll pick another winner to win one of the headsets. So without further ado, let's check out this week's new releases. Right, so first up we have Pilsner Urquell, I assume that's how you say it, tour of their brewery. And to be fair, this is a really cool little app. I mean, there's not a lot to it. It's literally just a kind of a show off of what they do. Let's turn that down a little second. But it's some quite good sort of 180 3D video. The quality is pretty decent. You get this kind of 3D sort of brewery to look around, and you've got sort of things to sort of click on sort of thing. And each kind of scene is very different and very quite clever for what they've done. So we'll let this guy kind of finish his chatting and then we'll jump inside the brewery. You don't have any kind of fast forwarding way, but there we go. Now we're going to jump into the brewery while they chat about it. I'll be honest, when I first booted this app up I was like, oh, they're just talking, I can't skip it, I can't do anything, that's going to be terrible. But now you have this cool little sort of inside brewery sort of 3D model of their brewery and stuff, and you can click on things. So one of the cool things over here is like each scene is slightly different. So if you go to the hop fields, we jump over to the window and we have like a telescope to look out and kind of look at the field, and it's got the video actually in the telescope itself. They've kind of looked outside the box and kind of thought, you know, what can we do with this sort of thing? So you get a 360 kind of 3D environment here, which is quite smart anyway. And then there's narrating while we've got this kind of video in the actual sort of eyepiece itself. It's actually pretty cool. And then you've got a few others where it goes kind of inside the brewery. Kind of this one, it's like gives you a kind of a 360 kind of view of the water tower. You can go inside the malt house and you get yourself a little grain stick, well, a malt stick, to have a little play with the malt while you listen to the commentary. As I say, it's 180 3D video, so it's free, no reason to not download it. I'll give it a thumbs up. It's definitely a worthwhile kind of little experience to kind of watch through and at least kind of, you know, learn a bit more about breweries. Next up we have Sea Life Relax. Now, I'll be honest with you, this one kind of gets a bit of a thumbs down to start with. I had some issues playing this one. It's a bit of like, kind of like it's meant to be kind of like atmosphere. You kind of go underwater, you look at some fish, whatnot. And if I kind of click on one of these, let's click on Atlantic Ocean, for example. I kind of show you. It's a good idea, a good concept, but I think it just needs a little bit more polish to make it work. I mean, when I was playing it originally, it crashed on me a couple of times. Like this next screen trying to get in, look, it's already kind of paused and doing something weird, so it's a little bit buggy. So I don't know whether this actually will end up playing or not. You're going to get a kind of like a loading menu. Oh, there you go, it is working. And then you get under the ocean, and you've basically got 5 different scenes of kind of ocean scenes, but they all kind of look the same. There's not a lot going on. You've got some fish. There's a shark. There's another fish up there. You use your trigger to move forward. You use your touchpad to move up, left and right. For some reason, it's got some weird forced motion to the view. If you're not pressing forward at the same time, I don't know if you can tell, but when you kind of move around, it kind of goes which is really kind of disorientating when you're trying to sort of move around, especially in VR, because it's basically simulating movement of your head, but your head isn't moving. So yeah, so we've got some fish. You got a shark up there. You got some manta rays. There's not a lot sort of sound wise going on. I'll turn the volume up a little bit. You can have a little listen, but this all of the kind of the ocean seas are kind of very similar. Not much to them, just slightly different creatures. The nighttime one, which is kind of the dark one, it says something like "be careful" with this one. It's literally just a black environment with nothing but these little floaty things, and that's it. I didn't see anything happening. If anything, it was just creepy music, and that was about it. There's some bugs as well. If you go too far forward, you kind of hit the edge of the world, and then if you press the back button, you open up the menu. The menu ended up being outside the world, and I couldn't click it. I couldn't then move backwards or get out of it, because you need to click continue to get out of it. But the menu was outside the end menu of the, well, outside the wall of the game, so I couldn't do anything. So I had to actually quit to get back in again. So that's a little bit buggy. I wouldn't say it's particularly sort of exciting. Where's the shark? Let's see if we can go up to the shark. Let's go up. You have to kind of look the way you want to kind of go if you're pressing forward. So you do need to turn full 360 if you want to go over there. But let's at least have a closer look at the shark. Here we go. Look, look, look. Hey, I'm a shark. Go me. Fish are friends, not food. So if you want to become a shark and see inside a shark's mouth, which I'm sure this is exactly how it looks like in real life, play this app. But for £2.29, what's that, $3, it gets a thumbs down. I mean, it needs a little bit of work maybe. If you want a sort of underwater ocean type game, sort of experience, Ocean Rift is my recommendation. It costs like 2 or 3 times more than this, but it's a far superior app. It's definitely worth checking out, and it's available on all platforms as well, so you can play on anything really. Let's move on to the next one. Next up we have Kowloon's Gate VR, and I'm going to turn this one down because I'll probably get caught for copyright. So from what I can gather, this is some sort of music video. It's free experience, so it doesn't cost you anything to kind of have a go at, but I would say it's a little bit strange, a little bit repetitive, and not much to it. You basically get some music, you kind of go through this kind of like weird sort of world. This thing's watching me as I go past. You get some very poorly animated sort of characters that kind of appear. Some of them seem about out of place, but it's a bit random. But you kind of go through this, you know, this kind of angle, and you end up going sideways. And you end up going like, you know, you have to turn around to kind of look the right way. It doesn't kind of follow a nice path round. It keeps you kind of facing this way the entire time. Now we're going sideways. Why couldn't you turn me? But now I'm gonna have to look like this. That is a pain. And look, this is kind of it. You go through this world, you come back out again. That's kind of it. It's clearly some sort of music video. I wouldn't say the music sounds much of a catchy sort of tune for something that's been released, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's released in a different country. I assume it is. And I'm missing something here. But let me know in the comments down below if you know more about this. I'd be interested to learn more. But thumbs down for me, even though it's a free experience. Bit weird. Now I'm going backwards. Now I'm going to have to turn around to have a look. Yeah. But anyway, thumbs down. Now we have Horror Escape House. So let's click play. Now this is kind of like some sort of horror game, which supposedly has got lots of jumps and scary atmosphere and stuff like that. Let's turn the volume up on this one. And what it essentially is, you're not going to get any sort of free movement, but you click with the trigger on the little sort of glowing balls, and then once you get close to things, you can kind of interact with them. So you've got creepy, slimy, sludgy music going on. Let's have a look over there, shall we? And there's various things to kind of interact with. So if we look down here, we've got some batteries to pick up, a key, there's a drawer which we opened, which had nothing in it. And you basically kind of click around. It's kind of creepy. I would say in the little play I kind of play through, you can click on the door here. Now we picked up the key. Now we can click on that sort of orange there. But there wasn't a lot to it. I ended up getting kind of stuck in a level. There's a dead guy. We can click on that. Can we click on that? Oh, we're going to go through the door. Oh, we're glitching against the door. Oh no. Let's move over here, shall we? Oh no. Oh, I'm bugged. Am I bugged? I've bugged the game. Well, To be fair, it's a free experience, and I was going to say this is kind of my experience. It got buggy at one point. I couldn't get myself through a door. I couldn't find anything else to do. I don't know if I was missing something. There was like a zombie and I got stuck, and it's all a bit weird. I think I'm now stuck again on this door. Worth persevering through? Maybe. It's a free experience. Why not? But it gets a meh because it seems fairly buggy. But check it out if you kind of fancy a free horror game. It looks okay. Finally, we have Pseudoscience 6 Degrees of Freedom photo viewer, or video viewer, I guess, or viewer. And this is an interesting one. I like what they're doing here, and I have kind of seen some other uses of this in some other things. But what it essentially is, it takes a 360-degree video or photo that's kind of 2D, so just a flat one, and gives it a kind of 6 Degrees of Freedom 3D-ness to it. So you can kind of see it looks a little bit messed up and a little bit weird. But if we kind of look around here, let's for example, look at this bride here. Got a nice view. I think, is this LA? I think this is LA, isn't it? This is something quite famous. But you can move around and you can kind of see it gives it kind of like a pretend 3D depth. It's very bizarre. So it kind of extrudes, for want of a better word, the kind of photo to make it 3D. You can now see it's kind of messed up over here. That post looks all weird. You kind of almost have to get in the right angle to kind of see it the best effect. Because there are cameras that are coming out that have a 6 Degrees of Freedom kind of sort of feature to them, where you can kind of move your head. Now obviously you can't really move your head in the Oculus Go. That doesn't really work. But you can kind of obviously move your head and kind of almost look around video and photos that have been taken, which is clever. So this kind of gives you like a fake version of that. I think pseudo means not real, pretend, you know, and that's kind of essentially what they're going for here, sort of thing. So you can look at your controller. If you press the back button, you bring up a little bit of a menu. You can change the lighting. You can have a little. You can make it brighter. And you can make it quiet, make it dimmer, quieter. I was about to say. What else can we do? Let's turn that light off. You actually click. Oh, there you go. Look. Now we've actually got a torch where you can more easily probably see the depth. You know, so like all the background is kind of hidden, and all these things are kind of sticking out. They're obviously extruded, so they do look a bit odd, but it's very interesting. I think, you know, as technology, I mean, it looks very rough, but as technology kind of improves. This is probably something that you'll see quite a lot of. Maybe kind of an easy way of adding sort of 3D to 2D stuff. So I guess it's a bit like in 3D TVs and stuff. You can actually turn on like a 3D mode, and it's fake 3D, isn't it? But look, you can kind of see the 3D depth to it, sort of thing. There is a video that you can have a look at as well. You can sideload anything you want, so photos and videos, and have a look at those, and sort of anything you've created, have a little look. It's definitely something worth keeping an eye on. I'll be definitely interested to kind of see how this kind of goes in the future, because it's definitely kind of interesting. If anything, you know, kind of see the next iterations, and maybe, you know, how with the Oculus Quest and stuff like that, maybe how that interacts with it, sort of things. So if you've got your own 360 photos or videos, definitely worth a download and checking it out. So thumbs up for me. It's definitely an interesting concept. I like it. There we go. That's this week's 5 new releases. As I say, there is a 6th, but that's definitely not worth even checking out. High Mountain Roller Coaster. It's just basically calling you into getting your money, sort of thing. And if you check it out on the Rift store, that High Mountain game is actually cheaper on Rift than it is on the Oculus Go, which is bizarre, because it's usually the opposite, obviously the opposite way around, because it's very much kind of mobile type games on the Oculus Go compared to full-fledged VR games on the Rift. So definitely seems a little bit cheeky, that one. But I think kind of the lineup this week, there's nothing kind of amazing. The Broly one's an interesting one just to watch. The Pseudoscience one with 6 Degrees of Freedom, definitely kind of an interesting thing going on there. Definitely one to kind of keep an eye out, and I think I'll try some of my own footage that I'm going to be creating over the coming weeks in there, so see how it works. But interesting. I'd be interested to know if you download any of these apps, what you think about them. Leave the comments down below. I will read them, and I'll pretty much respond to everybody who does. Once again, if you want one of those Veer headsets, sign up at veer.remarkers.com. Follow my profile on veer.tv, and we'll pick a random winner to win the next headset, and everybody who's followed me up until this point gets entered into that one as well, so don't think you're missing out by signing up once. If you sign up once, you entered in every week going forward that we're offering them, so, you know, win-win. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'm big enough and ugly enough to take it. If you didn't like it, that's fine, but do leave me a comment down below, let me know why you didn't like it, and I'll try and do better for next time. Become one of the Remarkables, and hit that subscribe button, and also that notification bell so you know when I next upload a video. That's me done, I'm out, have a virtual high five!